Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So getting ready to do the last Birmingham Cross City scenario, number 6, 323 last train to Longbridge. So if you're a Monkees fan from the 60s, it's like the last train to Clarksville. So work the last evening service to Longbridge on a Saturday night. There are lots of happy partygoers on your train, so make sure you get them home safe. So we're going to try to do that. Good evening, driver. This is the last train to Longbridge. Please release the passenger doors and allow all these happy partygoers to join the train. When you get to Longbridge, you will bring the train back to New Street so it can be cleaned after a hard day's work. All right, let's turn on our lights. Get everything going. Get all these things set. There we go. All right, so we're all set. 11:30 at night, so definitely a long night. Let's see what we've got here. We've got 10 items, including stop at the turnback siding and then heading back. So, being transparent of the reality of what's happening, I did have a failed attempt at this earlier that I decided to spare you. I've gone ahead and done that in the beginning, but at this point, if I'm going to be actively doing things with Train Simulator, not sure that seeing failures, unless they're significantly valuable for learning, are going to be a whole lot of help. So I'm going to spare you wasting an episode watching me get most of the way through and fail, because what ended up happening is on the way back, I ran a red signal because I was being a little too sure of myself, having gotten comfortable in this train and on this line. I had actually sped a little bit at one point while I was explaining how comfortable I was with things, and obviously I had gotten so comfortable that I wasn't paying attention to what was happening. So I'm going to try to be better this time, but basically it was coming around a turn. I had the warning I was talking about. I hope it's not red. I had already had to have stopped at a few signals that were red, and silly me somehow assumed that that one wouldn't be, and even though I had the brakes on as hard as I could at the 4th level, which is the emergency brakes, still would not stop. I got close. I think I got down to like 20 miles an hour, but obviously close, as they say, only works in horseshoes and hand grenades, and driving a train is neither one of those, and so I failed. So my goal is to not do that this time, because yes, I was probably literally 10 or 15 minutes away from being done with the scenario, so I'm as unhappy of having to use this time to do it again when I could be working on the next one. But that is the reality I've got at this point because of what I did. So the good news is I get another shot at potentially, I can go 20 here. So I'm again half functioning. Before I had done a really good job of actually moving along, and now I'm not doing such a good job of moving along. So we'll see what we can do. Stay near the end of, or the top end of the speed to try to make up a little bit of time here. Which once again means here I want to speed up right away when I can, so that I can get going even quicker. So there we go. Just gotta be careful again that I don't go too fast. And then we've got to stop at this platform here in less than half a mile, and that will be our first stop of the evening for these happy partygoers. So let me pay attention to that before I get into another topic or story. And then we'll go from there. But coming out of the tunnel, there's our platform coming up in a matter of moments. And we'll be able to get ourselves to slow down here and pull in and pick up and or drop off anybody that needs that service. Alright, there we go. So, only 10 seconds. We did stop a little early on. I do like the lightning in the thunderclouds. It's not surprising me now because I had seen it the last time I tried this, so my reaction in the first video was much more, whoa, did you see that? For those of you who have played the game, you probably have, and you probably would have been unimpressed with my saying that, but for those who hadn't, it was a big deal, and it might be a big deal to you, but I thought it was kind of neat that they have that. So the signal up there is green. As I said, I made it all the way down the line. I had turned around at the siding, which was a first time thing for me, but we'll obviously share what we see for those who haven't gone through the scenario or want to see it played out. But yeah, 1.5 miles, 1.7 miles, basically, till we get to the University of Birmingham platform. Still staying green here. I am down in power 3, just trying to kind of get there, but not, again, a little bit of a panic moment, which I didn't need, but shortly we'll be able to get up to 50 here, so that will be a good thing. I think we'll see. Let's see. Alright, that worked out well. Still green. And now we can move along a bit, lighting up that tunnel entrance. So if there was any question if our train's lights were on, that should have cleared that concern up a bit. Again, start being a little more reasonable in our acceleration, because at this point we have leveled out. Let's see, it looks like we can go and then coast, so we'll go a little bit over, because right now it's telling me I'm a minute behind, which would hopefully not be the case, but I guess we'll see how it all pans out. I don't recall having this problem before, but obviously this is as fast as I can go. So we'll see. Although I think I did get to like 45 seconds and was like, what happened? I think I see what happened. Somehow the timetable assumes we're somehow doing something we honestly can't do without really speeding, so I don't understand. Again, about 0.3 miles out going this fast is about when I start applying the brakes, and that usually works out pretty well. Actually slowed down quite a bit faster than I would have normally liked. Looks like that signal is green up there. Alright, so 0.1. Alright, we'll get here. The good news is we're only going to be about 10 seconds or so. 15 seconds maybe? I don't know. I guess we'll see. 23 seconds. So not great, but not bad. So we should hopefully get our full 100. I think where we hit that 50, I think was where we were speeding the last time. So, because I think I just started going, talking about everything, and lost my way. Alright, another 100. Exactly what I'd like. So I'm hoping again that I get things perfect, but I definitely am feeling very comfortable on the line, which obviously comfort can breed complacency, which is clearly what happened last time. So, and more importantly, I have to remember, I'm simming that I'm doing a job here, and therefore I need to pay attention to my job. And shame on me for not having been doing that while I was basically having sightseers along in my platform. But I will try to not have that happen again. So we're getting close to where we have to slow down, because these were very close together. They're only about 3/4 of a mile apart. So we'll start a quick slowdown here, because we want to get ourselves down to a reasonable speed pretty quickly, and then head on in. But again, in theory, we're already 30 seconds over, so not terrific for sure. But go a little bit further. I want to just be further down the platform here. Alright, so at this point we're going to put on the brakes because we're losing time. We don't want to be doing that more than we need to be. But I'm getting familiar at least with the names of the stations. I would imagine someone who does this as their job and does this for years, you get to know the platforms specifically, like the configurations and everything, so that you know, hey, this is a small platform, this is large. I'm sure you start setting your points. All right, so we only got 94, probably because we're so far, kind of behind. We didn't get the full 100, unfortunately. So that is disappointing. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what you'd need to do to be perfect. Because by this time, last time for sure, I had sped and it had bit me. So got a little bit of a mile, under a mile, I should say, not more than a mile. Probably had a little bit more than a mile before we took off, but so, but yeah, it's, something that we'd like to get better at, because again, it looks like I'm a minute behind, which makes no sense. And again, we've got a yellow light here. So, again, nothing we need to do about it, other than be aware that it's there. Alright, so let's get ourselves slowed down here. Need to slow down a bit faster, because we're definitely coming in. I think that's what I did after I had had my problem before, is I came in a little too hot, and then obviously had my issue. So trying very desperately to not be more than a minute behind here. 43, so we're 45 seconds again, so I'm guessing we're not going to get the full 100 again, but I think we got closer as we went, because yeah, we've still got 3 stops before we're done. So but yeah, on the way back, and obviously we can't, oh wow, only 69. So yeah, what I'm thinking happens, because you can see it's green, I'm getting points, but it does tell me timeliness penalty. So I think because we're X number of seconds behind where we should be, it's giving us that kind of info. So again, we're supposed to be there in less than a minute, which obviously is not going to happen. You know, it looks like we're theoretically a minute and 15 seconds behind, which is not good. So I swear I was doing better, but I did have a couple timeliness issues when I was going before, but I also thought that had something to do with the fact that I had been speeding. So I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. So we got to be down to 45, which we are. And this was definitely very busy with how quickly things occur here. So we'll just be careful, because yeah, there's like buttons we need to press and other things that we've got going on. So that was close again, closer than I needed. Very similar to what I did last time. And it's like, ooh, if I didn't make the comment, it would seem like I'm just a stellar engineer, but I want to be up front, and obviously I still didn't learn my lesson. So, alright, so we're going to hit the brake here, get ourselves stopped, open the doors. Again, we're a little better than we were before by a second, so we're only 44 seconds ahead, so we'll probably get like 70 some points or whatever, but I'm guessing we need to be probably within 15 to 30 seconds to be kind of perfect. But we'll see what it gives us. 86, so certainly way better than I thought. But again, now we're supposed to be there in a little over a minute to 23:48, and it's 23:47, so clearly going over almost a mile and a half, stopping from a dead stop, even though I can go 70 if I can actually get to that speed. Not going to happen, so because we're already at 25 seconds in. So, yeah, not looking good. But we can only do what we can do. But there is the platform on our screen down below. Just kind of paying attention to my speed. Again, we've had the throttle on for a while. We're yellow. This is one I was a little confused on, because I'm like, are we yellow or are we red? But I didn't realize the track was turning, so that we are in fact yellow. Alright. And then that's the siding that's red. So we're going to start slowing down about half a mile out here, because we're nearly 70. So we don't want to be cruising ahead far, far too quickly. So that's a little more reasonable here. As we come up to this platform, now it looks like we have a red signal. So, pretty short platform. Actually, I guess we have a yellow signal. But, so, getting there. Get to this lady here. And we'll open ourselves up. Alright. So, oh, we're a minute. Or wait, I don't know where we ended up. I think we're a minute and 2 behind. That's not good. We may actually officially get a penalty. Like, get a negative number. That would be bad. that did not happen to me the other way before, so clearly that little mess up in the beginning, well, we got 97, so we're about as good as we can be, I guess, actually, so. But yeah, we've lost enough points where now we should really be at 800, and clearly we're not, so. But we've got a yellow. I think when I pulled out of here before, I had a double yellow, which meant I think the block after this was also in yellow, but now that train must be ahead, so clearly it's indicating that I am going slower than I was last time I came through here. Alright, so I do have to be careful, because that means something is happening. Well, I'm not sure what. There's no signal that I see. So maybe it was just giving me that indication because it could. Alright, get ourselves to the breakage. So we're at the low speed we need to be, but we've got a little ways to go. Again, way over time. I don't understand. So yeah, we are red, but that's because this is the last platform, so. Go ahead, make sure we stop here. Getting a little closer than I would like, but in any event, this is the end, and then we're going to go to the siding and then turn around. And that's where I got slammed last time. Again, quite a ways back. So I think we're going to get a notice that basically is going to tell us we need to wait for, we can ask for perhaps going through the signal, but because we have to cross all the tracks to get to the siding, you know, the signalman needs to give us the all clear, and we never got that. So, but let's see. There we go, 16. Okay, right. To turn around, you have to cross all the lines and enter long bridges, turn back siding. There might be traffic coming from the south on the up lanes, so if in doubt, with the signal indications, contact the signalman before proceeding. So I can't pass the danger signal. Let me see here. I need to be somewhere where I can see the signal. There we go. So if I'm there, that'll help. Okay, request denied. So what I ended up doing was going to this map where I could then take a peek, and eventually I saw there was a train coming, although in this case I'm not. So basically a train came and had to get past there, but once again we were waiting a while. Yeah, here he comes. So I think that's what's not allowing us to proceed. So he's continuing to deny it, but once again we have till 17 after. So our shift ends tomorrow. So I'm working so hard that I have to work till tomorrow. Which those of you who know that I started about 25 minutes ago are probably laughing at. But and anyone who works third shift always works until tomorrow. So alright, so let's see. So he's there. He has still got a ways. So I think we're going to be waiting for a bit. But I don't think they're going to let us go until basically he gets past here, because here's the siding. That's where we're headed to. So I think he has to get to that green block before we get the all clear. Now it'll be interesting because when I came through here before, it was like the train that showed up on the other side wasn't like rendered. It was like a ghost train. You could see like wheels, sort of, but not really even. So it was just weird. Alright, cannot pass. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so he's finally coming in here. So there he is. But this time he at least appears, so. But I know it eventually goes yellow. There we go. So now we can go forward. And now, of course, it goes red because we're in the block. But forgot it went down to 20. I saw the 45. I'm like, ooh, I can go. And I almost blew it myself, but luckily I didn't. So we'll keep going. Again, we've got to move over 2 more times. So we not only need to get on the track, we need to then get over to the siding, which is over by that wall, that retaining wall that's keeping the earth up and away from us. And I don't know that I need to fully be in the yellow, but I did that last time, so I'm going to assume I do. At this point, obviously I am. So we'll stop ourselves. Alright, and then we go to the next car, get to the other end, turn our key on, get everything ready. Alright, change cabs, update the destination indicator, and get moving as soon as the signal allows you to. You'll be running train 5G. So there we go. We've got a yellow signal. So we are allowed. Again, only 20. But I think, yeah, we have a 70 pretty quickly. So I think we just need to get out of the siding and onto the track appropriately, and then we'll be able to take off. Let me turn on my lights so people can see us. It's always a helpful thing. And we may have something very similar to what we had last time. So we've got 8 miles to go. Right now we're 7 seconds early, so this is kind of exactly the scenario I had. But then I had the situation where I had red lights. So once again, like here, see, I can see it's red. And then basically what I kept doing was running really, really close and then having a problem, because then I had one blind where this one I could see half a mile away. So I knew I needed to do something. Right here we're 0.2, so I just need to be careful on the way back. So I think I made it through this one and the next one, but then I think I got stuck after that. So we'll just kind of let him coast slowly, because as long as I don't pass the signal, there we go. And that's partially what I was waiting for, is go slow enough that the other train clears. But clearly the train in front of us is probably not running as an express. So he'll be stopping at platforms and also, you know, waiting a bit of time, where we obviously did get close to a stop. But then, you know, we didn't wait for a minute like we do at the train stations normally. So I think I can see this signal enough ahead. So once again, I think I'm usually in pretty good shape. So yes, I can see it's red. And this is what I need to understand, is the signals will be red. So I need to... Well, now it turned yellow, so it proves me wrong. But perhaps, maybe it wasn't this, but I did have to physically stop at another one, and I was able to do that. But, you know, I had a problem then with the turn to the left, and I think it was right past a station. Again, obviously it's not indicating stations for us yet. So I see, well, that's probably red way over there, so. Yeah, but that is red here, so you can see those are two reds. Alright, so we're 3.33 miles away, so we'll coast at a little faster speed to get closer, because at least from this speed we can stop at a reasonable rate. Get ourselves down a bit here. And we'll just run this way. I think that'll work. We're going to hit another trigger point here. So this was probably the one we got closer, because again, this isn't going to the left. So yeah, I think I got pretty close, and then I just don't remember if I had to fully stop or not, but alright. So we're clear there. We can only be going 40 at that point. 6 miles, and yeah, I think we were like under 5. So we don't have another signal for half a mile. But again, probably no need to rush. I can only be going 40 here anyway, so we'll just leave it at that as we merge onto this line. And then I think this was the point where, yeah, we started going 90. Yeah, I'm almost positive. I don't know, we'll see if this one sweeps over. Because then I think I started accelerating. Oh, I thought I was at point 2, but no, I've got... Because, yeah, I'm like, I don't know what that signal means. And then the next thing I knew, I was around the corner, and I saw what it meant, and I think I'm seeing the same thing. And then I was like, oh my god, I can't stop. So yes, this was the one I had blown through, because there wasn't another one to the right that I was suddenly like, oh yeah, I can make this. So I'm going to stop far enough back that I don't have to get out of the cab to see it go. And yeah, this is 5.4 miles, so I think this was the one that I blew it on. But we're about 3.5 minutes after midnight. The thing, yeah, when I stopped at one of the signals, I did comment, like, my ETA isn't changing, even though it's to the second, so I think it understands, like, what the pace of the lights and the other traffic will be, so that as long as I stay on the heels of everything here, I should be okay. Alright. So we don't see the other signal yet on the map. But we can't go beyond 45, so I need to be careful, because I think I'm going to hit that before I hit the point I can go 60. Maybe not, but I think I'd be super surprised if that's not the case. But I don't know. There's a shot here. Nope, not that much of a shot. So... Alright, so now we can go, but we have a signal a half a mile away. And I have to be aware if there's a turn, I'm not going to be able to react. So yeah, I can't see it. So I think I better be careful, because this is how I got burned last time. Because yeah, it's going to be around the right-hand turn, and I'm going to suddenly be upon this thing and be like, oh my god, I can't stop. Alright, I think we're yellow up there, so we're good. So maybe it was a different signal. Maybe it was the next one. Maybe I had gone this far and that was the one I had stopped at. I guess we'll see if this one's around a sweeping right-hand turn again. So half a mile out. And again, if I have to get to a full stop, this is where I have a problem, potentially, if I'm going too fast. I'm not seeing the time change, so I'm going to take that as a signal that I'm doing okay. The ETA is what I mean. So we're going to hit this pretty hard, and yeah, this, I don't know. It is a right-hand turn, obviously. So, is that the signal up there? Is that us? I think it is. Yep, that is us. So this may be where I had the problem. So I'll let myself get a little closer, because obviously when the signal turns, then I'll be able to go. Alright. So we can go 60. Where's our next signal? Now we're down to under 4 miles. So we are doing okay. Alright, 0.81, and we have to be down to 50, but if we can't see the signal from far away, we're going to be down well before that. Because I'm just not sure on the straight track how everything will play out here. But yeah, I don't think I can see. Yep, it's around a turn. So we're going to start slowing down until we potentially see something. So at this point, down at 30, I'm okay. Where is this signal? Because yeah, the problem ends up being, like, if I could be going and I'm not, this is how you end up late. But nope, I can't be going. It's red. I'm kind of counting on the fact that if the ETA isn't changing, that means I'm okay and that the signal is red. And like I said, I mean, in theory, this would make sense because we are following other trains, more than likely, and those trains will be doing stops where we're not. Alright. So, under 3 miles now. Because I think after this, we've got those couple places where the stations are within a quarter mile of 3/4 of a mile of each other. So that's going to have an impact. So I think it's like Selly Oaks and so forth. I don't know if that's what this is or not. We'll just coast at this point, because once again, this is around a turn to the right and a bridge where we can't see. But there's literally no reason to assume that we're not just back in the same position. Alright, it's a quarter mile ahead. Why can I not see the light yet? Is it really around some other turn? Yeah, if I didn't have that indication, I don't know that I would know that there was even a signal there. Alright, where is the signal? I think it's yellow. I think I see it finally. So, there we go. We're good. It is yellow. That was not a very visible signal. I didn't like that. Not one bit. So again, another sweeping curve. So that's the one danger with kind of how this is all structured, is there's not a lot of visibility down the line. We just know it's not green because we're getting a warning, but we don't know if it's red. But now we're down to 25. I just keep seeing like yellow lights appearing, but alright, it's red. So we are catching up again, I guess, if you want to say that. Alright. So we're fully... I just don't know if we take the brakes off. Will we start rolling? Obviously, we'll keep an eye on things. A little over 1.5 miles to go, but we have slowdown. And again, as we go into Birmingham, we're going to be having to go in that really slow set of tunnels, and this may be getting us very close to entering that. We're down to about 5 minutes. Oh, now it went to 17:20. Oh, now it suddenly went green. Interesting. So it went to 17:28, but now it's climbing back up. So this is where we could lose some time pretty quickly. So I'm wondering if like a train got switched off the track in some way. I just don't understand why we suddenly started losing time. Oh, now I'm losing drive quality. Interesting. Probably because I stopped too hard. Alright, well, now I know I can get a penalty there. Gonna get a speeding penalty if I'm not careful. Because, yeah, this, I do remember when I've done this part before, that it's a pretty good grade and we go faster pretty quickly. So the problem is, again, if this thing is red, alright, it's not. I was like worried because I couldn't see it. I'm like, if it's a red signal, I'm gonna be in trouble. Alright, so I think we're doing alright. We don't have a signal till we have to be down to 20 anyway. So yeah, this is a bit of a challenging scenario. I mean, it's not super hard, which is why I think it was the double green, but it certainly could be easier. You're having to stay pretty tight on the time. Alright, so it's telling me it's green with that beep. Probably did that before now that I think about it, and I just forgot. Ooh. I did that to myself with the drive quality, and I was still speeding. Wow. I am just sloughing off stuff here left and right. I was too focused on kind of not speeding, and then forgot about the fact that I not only not need to speed, I need to actually get below a certain speed before I hit something. And it's just interesting because I've definitely hit the 3 brake before. So it's kind of interesting to me that we're having that problem of the drive quality. You know, we don't have passengers, but I suppose they still want you to drive appropriately in any case. So at some point here it flattens out, which is what I'm trying to do, and stick with that slightly above 10 miles an hour because we've got a ways to go to get to the platform, obviously. Now, is it going to change track? I hope so. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. Okay, there we go. It's getting me a little worried here. I'm like, what is happening? But it worked out, so we're going to go down the center. So I assume we're green. Well, I don't see a signal. I don't know that I saw a signal. I guess that yellow thing was the signal, but... Alright, so 0.8 miles. 0.6, and then we'll kind of be at the platform. I think we're good here. Alright, it started. I didn't have to open the doors. It kind of started that timer for me. I think I can turn the lights off. Get ready to shut down for the night. There we go. Nice work. Stable the train here with the doors locked until the cleaners arrive. You can sign off and go home to have a well-deserved rest. Good night. Alright, so we got 8:55. We did unlock. And then I think the cross-city driver is the one where we have to do 100 miles on the track. So, yeah, we lost a good amount on drive quality, plus had a couple little speeding items. But we did exceed 750, so we did as well as we could. So the most important thing is we have now completed all the scenarios that come with Birmingham Cross City. Now again, we've not done it perfectly. You know, we just got a silver star, which I assume is because we were below 900. And we didn't get any stars for those, so there's room for improvement, certainly. But, you know, we did well, and obviously, yes, if I had not gotten the drive quality issues and so forth, I think I would have ended up above 900. But we're getting close to level 24, which I don't know that it gives us much of anything other than we're at level 24. But hope you've enjoyed the run through Birmingham Cross City. I'm sure I'll revisit it at some point. You'll be able to see those show up in the playlist. I've now created playlists for the different lines, so if you enjoy things on Birmingham Cross City, you know, there's your chance. So you can see here we got a 0 on the early bird and we got a 71. So we finished them, but we didn't do very well at them. But 986, 957, 910. So, not a bad showing in some cases, but not great in others. I will see you next time.